Fox News alert: defense contractor Lockheed Martin now confirming a little earlier today that it will back off of plans to issue layoff notices to workers just days before the presidential election in November. Now, the company originally had said that it would be forced by law to issue these notices due to the automatic cuts to our defense spending that Congress and the president have already agreed on. But then came the arguments from Washington to hold off on those layoff notices. Melissa Francis is with the Fox Business Network. She joins me now. She's the host of Money with Melissa Francis on FBN.
I never get tired of that.
So why? So the feds contact Lockheed Martin and say don't issue those notices. Why?
No, this is an amazing story, and you have to remember these are your tax dollars at work, and that's why this is so important. The Labor Department comes to companies like Lockheed and says, listen, we know you're supposed to send out those pink slips saying in 60 days you may get laid off. We know it's November 1st, and that's maybe not the best timing. We want you to not do that. So a lot of companies went along with that, and they said, well, you know what, the Labor Department, maybe they have more insight than we do into what's going on. This makes sense. Lockheed pushed back, and they said, no, this is going to end up costing us money.
We can read the law same as you can, and you're telling us we're going to have to lay off these people by January 1st.
That's right, and they're saying if we don't give them the notice, there's a cost to that. There's a fine. We are liable. So they went back. So then the Office of the Management Budget put out this letter saying, listen, we're going to cover your cost. If you follow what the Labor Department says and you don't send out these slips, we're going to go ahead and cover the cost if you have some liability related to that.
We meaning the American taxpayer?
Meaning you.
Okay.
Meaning me.
So I'm going to cover it.
Yes. And this is a significant cost. I mean, we're looking at Lockheed. It's 123,000 workers that they say by their own records, and Lockheed has confirmed all this, that they would be sending these slips out to and say, listen, you know, if sequestration goes into effect, you are in danger of losing your job.
And what that is, what sequestration is the automatic cuts to our defense spending that the president and Congress have already agreed on. It's already law. The cuts will be made at the end of the year unless they change the law, which they have so far failed to do. And even though they had a whole committee that was designated to find a way to change it, they didn't. They want us to believe that after the election, they'll have the political courage they didn't have before. But where's the guarantee of that, Melissa?
It's nowhere. And it's also amazing that instead of sitting down and dealing with the real problem, they're out scurrying around trying to worry about the add-on problems like this pink slip situation. Meanwhile, these poor people at Lockheed Martin are saying, look, tell me what's going to happen. Am I going to have a job or not? Give me the pink slip or don't. And at the end of the day, if the Office of Management and Budget has decided to cover this cost, that is our tax dollars, and it's in essence a forced campaign contribution. I mean, I don't know how else to really characterize it.
But OMB is trying to say it's never going to happen.
Right.
So you're not going to get laid off.
Don't worry.
Because these politicians in Washington will come to their senses. They will pass a new law that eliminates these defense cuts. So you won't get fired. But again, I say that while most people believe that that is the case, where is the guarantee of that?
No, it's nowhere. And technically, when they're 60 days out and there is no resolution in sight that they know of, they are obligated to send out those slips and say, hey, look, this is where we're heading. So it's, you know, even on the first step, it's just all very questionable.
Is this a political matter that we're going to have an election on November 6th and they don't want 120,000+ people being told they're about to get laid off?
I don't see how you could not characterize it as that. It seems incredibly political. I don't know how you could not read it like that, and already people in Washington are getting upset. This has just happened. You know, this started on Friday, it carried over till today, and I think this is the beginning of hearing a lot more about this because it feels very political.
The show is called Money. Melissa Francis.
5 p.m. Fox Business.
And it is her area of expertise, as you can clearly see. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
See you.